So tomorrow being the 1st of June, well, the 1st of June, by the time this video goes out, will be. June's a busy month. It's not quite as busy as May, but it's a busy month. But June pales into insignificance in comparison to July, which is crazy because July is normally a pretty quiet month in boxing, to be honest, which is not. You'd think it would be the other way around, the height of the summer, but it's normally quite a quiet month, truth be told, in most years. This year, however, oh boy, it's anything but. It's anything but. And July the 19th in particular, that day is well, it's a monumental day because there's so much happening. There's so much stuff going on, and obviously the main fight. I know we have that Pacquiao versus Barros fight, which you know, uh, my 2 cents on that. That the less said about that, the better. But the main fight we're going to be looking forward to that month is obviously Danny Dubois, Oleksandr Usyk too. I should really say Oleksandr Usyk, Danny Dubois too, because Usyk beat him first time he is the champion. And that fight is a brilliant fight on paper. I think it's going to be a competitive fight, much more competitive than the first fight. I still make Usyk the favourite, but at the end of the day, he's at that age now. We're kind of seeing it a bit with Beterbiev, although Beterbiev is older than Alexander, so you have to remember that. And obviously he has to make weight as well, where that engine, he's still an elite fighter, don't get me wrong, but that engine against Bivol in the rematch wasn't the same as it was first time. Now, he still beat the living crap out of pretty much every other light heavyweight, but you could see a bit of slippage in him. And it may be the case with Alexander that you'll see a bit of slippage, although saying that, against Fury in the rematch, he looked even sharper than he did the first fight. He looked sharp the first fight. So I think it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be a brilliant event in Wembley Stadium. Undisputed in the UK. The UK has been the flag bearer of the heavyweight division for the last decade. So it seems almost criminal that we haven't had the undisputed heavyweight title fight in the UK. In fact, I don't know, have we ever had an undisputed heavyweight title fight in the belt era, the multiple belt era. Certainly not in the 3 or 4 belt era, certainly haven't. But, it's been a long time if there has been an undisputed title fight in the UK. So it's long overdue. I'm happy about that. Even though the card is headlined by a great main event, I'm still a bit curious as to why we still haven't had any undercard announcement. I believe with AJ Dubois, it was similar, if I'm not mistaken. I think it might have been, or was it? I can't quite remember now. But, and although this is more Frank with Riyadh as opposed to it being Riyadh itself, obviously Turkey al-Ashik. But we still would like to know who's going to be there on the undercard. Now, I know Moses Atelma is listed on BoxRec as fighting on the undercard, which is good. I'm happy to see Atelma on there against Mike Balogun. He didn't really need to get out of first gear, although Balogun was game. I'd like to see him in there against the Frank Sanchez, or not Frank Sanchez. God no, that's a bridge too far. Jermaine Franklin. As soon as I saw Frank Sanchez came to mind. No, believe me, not right now. That's a bridge too far for Atelma. I think that's a horrible style right now for Atelma. Although I do think he'd be competitive, but that's a horrible style for him right now as oh boy. But I'd love to see him in there against Jermaine Franklin. I'd love to see someone like a Joseph Parker announced for the card. I think Frank Warren needs... You see, if this isn't going to be... And again, we don't know purses and things like that, but if this isn't going to be bankrolled per se by Turkey al-Ashik, maybe he will have some involvement in it, I don't know. I think Frank Warren would be well advised to essentially make this card, and again, this is me just brainstorming what I think he could do. I have no insider knowledge, I don't know, but he would be well advised, in my opinion, to make the most of the stacked, and I mean stacked, heavyweight scene, or heavyweight stable, better word there, that he has, because he has on his books, I'm just going to try and read them off in my head. He's got David Arlaye, Filip Hergovic, Joe Joyce, struggling here, Solomon Dacus, never really rated him. God, who else does he have? I know he's got Wardley and people like that, but they have their fights lined up. Fury, obviously, but he's not going to, you know what I mean there. But he has a very big stable of heavyweights, to say the least. And I think Frank Warren, I know Turkey was involved with the Fury Ngannou show, so it is a bit different, but that was all heavyweights. Apart from one of the like prelim fights, that was all heavyweights. And believe you me, that was something else because we saw loads of knockouts. It actually stopped the main event by like an hour and a half because we had that many knockouts. I would always Kabayel on his records, he's Zhang on his books. I'm just thinking these heavyweights at the top of my head. So I think Frank Warren would be well advised to get a move on and use some of those. Pretty much, this is for the heavyweight championship of the world. So let's just make it a heavyweight bonanza. I think that's what he needs to do because I am a bit. Usyk Dubois is going to do great numbers. It's absolutely going to do great numbers. I've no doubt in my mind they'll do great numbers on pay-per-view. They'll do great numbers in the stadium. Wembley is going to look absolutely full to the rafters. But you still need an undercard to help sell a fight. I believe that. I don't just believe, unless you're talking about a Mayweather-Pacquiao or a Mayweather-McGregor type fight, where you look at Mayweather-Pacquiao, who fought in the undercard. I can't remember. You look at Mayweather-McGregor, that was a bit different because they did kind of go a bit more out on the undercard for that one. Tank Davis fought on the undercard, Badu Jack fought Nathan Cleverly, so they did kind of do a little bit more on that undercard. But you know what I mean. Joshua Klitschko, who fought on that undercard? Scott Quigg fought. Can't remember who he fought though, but he fought on it. I think Katie Taylor might have. And again, I don't know who she fought. I think she did. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But you get what I mean. They're very unmemorable undercards because the main event was just so good. I think with this one, as good as the main event is, we do still need to see. I think this is a chance for Frank to really flex his guns and to show, this is my stable, this is how good it is, let's roll. And I think he might have a chance to do that. I'm looking forward to the announcement when we do get the announcement of the undercard fighters because, again, Frank and Eddie are working together. I'm sure Eddie Hearn would love to be part of this event in some capacity. So there you go, God, I mean, they were talking about doing Anthony Yard versus Callum Smith in August. Imagine, could they? I doubt they'll do it in July, but you know what I mean? Stranger things have happened. Let me know your thoughts. Are you worried at all that there's no undercard being announced? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. People, smash the like button if you could. Jab it, hit it, do whatever you got to do. Hit subscribe. Peace.